Alright, geometric sequences. It's just the last bit of sequences we've got to do after doing quadratic as after doing linear. Right, just start you off. These are not geometric. Just work out the next two terms. See if you can work out the previous term, like the first term as well. Just further ahead of it. Go. Pause video. Now, your first sequence always comes up. It's the Fibonacci sequence. Essentially, it's just 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, and so on. So you'll do 5 plus 8. Next one, which is 13. Then you'll do 13 plus 8, which is 21, which is next term. Next one there, each term, we actually times in by minus 2 to get to the next. So I have to do minus 80 times by minus 2, which is 160, and times that by minus 2 again, which gives me minus 320. These are letters. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. Next one really does confuse people, but essentially it's the first sequence you learn, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be 9, 10. Right. Now this one here, last one, is essentially your answers. If you look, got 13, 21, 160, minus 130, SS. So it's going to be NT again. So it's just all my answers. The previous term, this is going to be 0. That's going to be 2.5. This is going to be Sunday again. So 0 or 0, depends on which way you want to do it. And this one here doesn't really have one because there wasn't an answer up here. Anyway, just a bit of fun to wake you up. Right, x to the power of 0. What does that equal? Okay, 1. Anything to the power of 1 is 0. So 5, 3, 2, 9, 1, 7 to the power of 0 is 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Now let's say we talk about this sequence here. Okay. Again, n is your position. If we wanted to create it, we just put 1 to begin with. So my first term, I'll have to do 1 minus 1, which is 0. 2 to the power of 0 is 1. My next term, n is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 to the power of 1 is 2. Next one, n is 3. So it's going to be 2 squared, which is 4. Then when n is 4, it's going to be 2 to the power of 3, which is 8. Okay, this is a geometric sequence, because if you look at it, each term I'm multiplying by 2. This one here, try and see if you can generate the first couple of terms of this. I'm going to do this a little bit nicer now and do it as a table. So my first term, second term, third term, fourth term. So for my first bit, I'm going to have to do 1 minus 1 is 0. So it's 3 times 4 to the power of 0. Yeah, 4 to the power of 0 is 1, so this is just 3. Next one I'm going to have to do 3 times 4 to the power of 1, which is just 3 times 4, which is 12. And 3 times 4 squared, because 3 minus 1 is 2, which is 4 squared is 16. And that times by 3 is going to be 48. And next one is going to be 3 times 4 cubed. I'm going to use my calculator for that, which gives me 192. And you've got to notice these get big really quick. Right, go. Generate the first 5 terms, please. Right, pause video. There's your answers. Okay, I've used Excel for the first couple. If you didn't put the last ones as surds, it's not really a big issue, but surds just a little bit nicer rather than dealing with some irrational number that goes on forever. Okay, but now we need to work backwards really. I need to give you a sequence, and I need you to be able to work out the nth term. Now, if this was the first one, that's a linear sequence, you'd look for a common difference, which is 2. Yeah, and of course, if it was quadratic, you'd look for a second level difference. That first level difference tells you that it's linear. Yeah. Now, if I do this one here, if I do my difference here, I've got 2. Okay. Then I've got 4. Okay. And I've got 8. Yeah. And then I've got 16. And you might think, oh, well, that's just the same as quadratic. But if you look, this won't give you a second level difference. And it won't even give you a third level difference. It just won't give you anything. Yeah. And there are patterns here, but there's other things we could do. We actually look for a common ratio. And essentially, it's what number do you times by this term to get to that. Now, it's obvious when you look at it, it's times by 2. But where do we get that 2 from? And we just look at any 2 terms that are next to each other to get the 2. So 32 divided by 16 would give me the 2. Or I could just do 4 divided by 2, which is the easiest, or 8 divided by 4. Just as long as it's one term divided by the previous term. Okay? And that's how you get your common ratio. The other thing we really need to look at as well is our first term. Okay? And we call that A. So this one here, our A, yeah, is 5 because it's just my first term. And my ratio, again, I've got different ways of working out. You can just look and know it's 3, but let's do it properly. I can either do 15 divided by 5, or I can do 135 divided by 45. Each one is 3. Right? And as you said, this one here, let's do one more. A is 1. Yeah, my ratio is, I can't do 4 divided by 2. This one really is 2 divided by 1. Yeah, my ratio is 2. Now I've got one more here. The last one I'm going to do, my A is going to be 2. And my ratio is going to be like 10 divided by 2, which is 5. But you've got to think, how can I help you? Well, if I know my first one's A, okay, to get to my next one, I know that I times it by 5, or in this case, I times it by my common ratio. So I could write that as AR. Yeah? And my next one, I know I'm going to times it by 5. I'm going to times it by my ratio again. So I'm going to call that AR squared. And this one here is AR cubed, and so on. Now, what you should notice is that my term number is always 1 more than my actual power. So we can write this as a formula. So that's going to be AR. Now this one here, I don't want the actual nth term. I want the one less than that. So it's minus 1. And this is what you want to remember. Yeah, this is really important. This is your nth term to every geometric sequence. So in this case, it's going to be 2 times 5 brackets n minus 1. So please just copy it down. It's really important. So this one here, we can work out the nth term now. I know A is going to be 50. I know R is going to be, let's do 150 divided by 50, which is 3. So it's going to be 50 times 3 brackets n minus 1. And that's always n minus 1 at the top. Nice and easy. So this one here, A equals 7. Okay. And actual ratio is 7, because I'll do 49 divided by 7, or I could do, I don't know, 2,401 divided by 343, okay, which is 7. So my sequence here is 7 times 7 brackets n minus 1. You could, if you know your maths, it's the same as like 7n, but keep it in the first form. Okay. Next one, what we got, my first term is 10, and my ratio, I can look at it, but let's do it properly, is going to be 5 divided by 10, which is a half. This can be 10 times, and I would put the half in brackets, n minus 1. Okay, so it's always the first term times your ratio, brackets n minus 1. Okay, go, here's some questions, work them out, please. I'm going to show you the answers in a minute. Here you go. Essentially, that's the lesson. Now, I just want to give you another question, just trying to challenge you. The second term of a geometric sequence is 4, and the fourth term is 8. Find the common ratio, the first term, and the 10th term. Let's give you a bit of time to think about this. So I know my sequence can be A, then 4, then this is going to be AR squared, then 8. I want to find out what A is. I want to find out what the 10th term is. Right, now if you think about 4, I know that 4 is actually going to be AR, and it's going to be 2 minus 1, because it's n minus 1. I know 8 is going to be AR, and this is going to be 4 minus 1. Yep. And now we can simplify this. This one here is just going to be 1, which just gives me AR, which is nice. And this ends up being 3. And we want to solve these. Okay, and there's loads of ways you can really solve it. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to divide like number 1 by number 2. Yeah, which is something I can do. So I'm going to 8 divided by 4 is going to equal to AR cubed over AR. Okay, 8 divided by 4 is 2, and all of this, my A cancels out. This R cancels out with that one to make it squared. So I know it's going to be R squared. So now my ratio is going to be the square root of 2. Okay, let's do plus or minus to go either way. And then all I need to do now is to work out what the A is. So I'm going to know that AR equals 4. So A square root 2 equals 4. Now A is going to be 4 divided by the square root of 2. Okay, let's rationalise that on the calculator, just because I don't like dealing with that third, which is 2 root 2. So now I've got this, I know that my formula, which is, remember, is AR brackets n minus 1. And I've put my values in now. I've got 2 root 2 times root 2 brackets n minus 1. It asks for the 10th term. So it's going to be 2 root 2 times root 2 to the power of 9. Okay, and I'm just going to type that into my calculator. 2 times root 2 times root 2 to the power of 9. And I've got the answer 64. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.